The healthiest people I have ever known did almost nothing for their health. They took no supplements. They followed no protocols. They tracked nothing. And yet they moved through their days with an ease and vitality that most people spend their entire lives chasing. I want you to sit with that for a moment, because if you are watching this, I suspect you have been chasing for a very long time. Perhaps you have a drawer somewhere filled with bottles you bought at midnight, each one a promise that didn't quite deliver. Perhaps you have apps on your phone that you downloaded with such hope and opened twice. Perhaps you know more about health optimization than most doctors, and yet your own body feels like a project you cannot finish. Perhaps you are tired in a way that sleep does not fix, and you have started to wonder if something is fundamentally wrong with you. You have felt this, haven't you? Perhaps your jaw is clenched right now and you did not notice until I said it. Perhaps your breath is shallow, caught high in your chest. Perhaps there is a weight across your shoulders that has been there so long you have forgotten it is not supposed to be there. Nothing is wrong with you. You are not broken. You are not lazy. You are not lacking discipline. You are exhausted from trying so hard at something that was never meant to be this hard. Tonight, I am going to share with you 4 rules. Monks have followed them for 3,000 years. They are not complicated. They require no equipment, no expense, no expertise. And they may change everything you think you know about what it means to be well. But first, let me tell you about a doctor who went searching for the secret of the monks who lived past 100. There was once a doctor, very accomplished, very respected, who had spent his entire career studying the human body. He knew more about health than almost anyone alive. And yet, at 53 years old, he could not sleep through the night. His joints ached. His energy had abandoned him somewhere in his 40s and never returned. He took 14 supplements each morning. He had tried every diet. He exercised religiously, though he had come to hate it. His body, despite all his knowledge, felt like a machine that was slowly failing. Does this sound familiar? One evening, he read about a monastery high in the mountains where monks routinely lived past 100 years old. Not just lived, but thrived. They worked in their gardens at 90. They climbed stairs at 95. They died, when they finally died, in their sleep, peacefully. Their bodies simply finished rather than broken. The doctor became obsessed. He wrote letters. He made inquiries. And finally, he received permission to visit. He arrived with a leather notebook, thick and expensive, ready to document everything. The secret diet, the ancient exercises, the herbal medicines passed down through generations. He was certain they had discovered something the modern world had missed. What he found confused him. The monks ate simple food, rice, vegetables, nothing exotic. They moved slowly through their days. They had no gym, no exercise routine. They slept when it was dark and woke when it was light. They sat in silence for portions of each day, doing what appeared to be absolutely nothing. After 3 days of observation, the doctor approached the abbot, a man of 97 who moved with more ease than the doctor himself. "Where is your health protocol?" he asked. "Where are your secrets?" The old monk looked at him with kind eyes and laughed. A real laugh, warm and unhurried. "Protocol? We have no protocol for health. We simply stop doing what makes people sick." Can you imagine his confusion? This man who had spent decades adding things, being told that the secret was subtraction. The doctor did not understand. "But surely there must be something you do, something special, something I can write down." The abbot considered this for a long moment. Then he said, "Stay for 1 month, watch carefully, but do not look for what we do, look for what we do not do." So the doctor stayed, and slowly he began to see. This story is not about a doctor in a distant monastery. This story is about you. You too have been filling notebooks. You too have been searching for what to add. The next protocol, the missing supplement, the exercise routine that will finally work, the diet that will finally stick. Isn't it so? And perhaps, like the doctor, you have gathered so much knowledge that the weight of it exhausts you. What if your health has been waiting for you to stop adding? What if your body already knows what to do, and the only thing standing in its way is everything you keep piling on top of it? The monks had no secrets. They had only stopped doing the things that modern life insists upon. They had given their bodies permission to remember what bodies have always known how to do. 4 things, 4 absences, 4 rules that are really one rule, seen from 4 directions. Let me show you what the doctor wrote in his nearly empty notebook. The first thing the doctor noticed was what happened when darkness fell. The monks did not fight the night. When the sun set, they moved toward rest the way water moves downhill. There was no resistance, no negotiation, no squeezing in one more hour of productivity. The first rule is this: guard your sleep as sacred. Not sacred in a religious sense, sacred in the way you would guard something precious, something that cannot be replaced, because it cannot. You have been taught that sleep is the enemy of ambition, that the successful sleep less, that rest is a reward you earn only after everything is done. But everything is never done, is it? And so you lie awake at midnight, body begging for rest, mind still running through tomorrow's tasks. You do this, don't you? The monks understood something that science is only now confirming. The hours before midnight contain a quality of healing that no amount of later sleep can replace. Something happens in those early hours of darkness that the body requires. When you consistently miss it, you are not just tired, you are depleted at a level no supplement can reach. You do not go to sleep, you allow sleep to take you, and it will only take you if you stop resisting it, if you stop flooding your eyes with light, if you stop stimulating your mind with noise and worry and the endless scroll of other people's lives. You are allowed to rest before you are exhausted. You do not have to earn sleep through suffering. The night is not time stolen from your life. It is the foundation upon which your life is built. What would change if you treated your sleep the way the monks did? Not as an inconvenience to be minimized, but as a sacred threshold you cross each night with gratitude. The monks did not see sleep as the absence of waking. They saw it as the presence of healing. And when you begin to treat sleep this way, something shifts. The fog that follows you through mornings begins to lift. The irritability that has become your personality softens. You wake, and for the first time in years, you feel genuinely rested. Not because you slept longer, because you slept in alignment with what you are. This is the first rule. Guard your sleep as sacred. The second thing the doctor noticed happened at mealtime. The monks ate slowly, simply, silently, and they always stopped before they were full. The doctor learned they called this leaving room for breath. There was space in their stomachs, space in their days, space in their minds. Does this sound like how you eat? I suspect not. The second rule is this: eat to live, not to fill. You have used food for things food was never meant to do. You have eaten to celebrate and to grieve, to reward and to punish, to feel something and to feel nothing. You have eaten while staring at screens, and your body did not know a meal had happened. You know this feeling, yes? The monks ate the way a gardener waters plants, just enough, no more. They did not count calories or measure portions. They simply paid attention. They ate when hungry, they stopped when satisfied, and satisfaction, they discovered, comes long before fullness. There is an ancient practice. Stop at 80%. Leave the table slightly hungry. Trust that enough was enough. This is not restriction. This is not punishment. This is partnership with a body that has always known what it needs, if only you would listen. When eating, just eat. 4 words. A complete practice. What happens when you bring full presence to one meal? You discover you have been eating in your sleep. You discover that food tastes different when you actually taste it. You discover that you need far less than you thought, and that less is more satisfying than more ever was. Your hunger is not the enemy. Your hunger is information. You have permission to leave food on the plate. Finishing is not a virtue. The monks were not disciplined with food. They were simply present with it. And presence, it turns out, is all the discipline you need. When you eat this way, everything changes. Digestion improves because stress is no longer sitting at the table with you. Your body finds its natural weight because you are finally listening to it. And food becomes pleasure again, real pleasure, not the desperate grasping of someone trying to fill an unfillable hole, but the simple satisfaction of nourishment received with gratitude. This is the second rule. Eat to live, not to fill. The third thing puzzled the doctor most of all. The monks walked constantly, up hills, through gardens, along winding paths, but they never seemed to be exercising. There was no effort in it, no strain, no counting, no tracking, no achievement. They moved the way children move, without purpose, without performance. The third rule is this: move without purpose. This may be the hardest rule for you to hear. You have been taught that movement must be earned, that it must be hard to count, that unless you are sweating and suffering you are wasting your time. But the monks had no word for exercise. They found the concept strange, like having a word for breathing on purpose. They simply moved, and in that simplicity they remained vital into their 10th decade. You have been exercising your body while abandoning it entirely. You have been present in the gym the way you are present in a meeting you hate. Body there, mind somewhere else, counting the minutes until it is over. You have done this, I know you have, and then you wonder why it does not work, why you dread it, why you cannot sustain it. Isn't it so? What you call laziness may actually be wisdom. Your body refusing to participate in punishment, your body asking for something different, movement that feels like living, not like penance. A slow walk in presence heals what a hard run in escape never will. You do not have to earn the right to rest by exhausting yourself first. You do not have to hurt to be healthy. The body was designed for movement, not exercise. There is a difference. One is joy, the other is debt repayment. What if you walked today with nowhere to go? What if you let your body move the way it wanted to move, without tracking, without judgment, without achievement? What might it remember? The monks had no fitness goals. They had only this moment and the willingness to be alive in it. And when you move this way, when you stop punishing and start inhabiting, something unexpected happens. You begin to enjoy being in your body. Movement stops being a chore and becomes a gift. You find yourself wanting to walk, wanting to stretch, wanting to climb stairs simply because it feels good to be alive. Energy increases not because you forced it, but because joy is energizing. This is the third rule. Move without purpose. The fourth thing the monks did, they did in complete stillness. Every day, without exception, they sat, not reading, not planning, not thinking through problems, just sitting, just breathing. The doctor found this the most difficult to understand, and perhaps you do too. The fourth rule is this: still the mind daily. You are afraid of silence. Not because silence is dangerous, but because you are afraid of what you will find there, the thoughts you have been outrunning, the feelings you have been numbing, the questions you have been avoiding. Hello? And so you fill every moment with noise, podcasts while you walk, music while you work, television while you eat, scrolling while you wait. You have not had a silent moment in so long that silence itself feels threatening. But the monks knew something. The mind that never rests cannot heal the body it inhabits. The stress you carry, the anxiety that hums beneath everything you do, the tension in your jaw and your shoulders and your chest, all of it begins in a mind that does not know how to stop. 20 minutes. That is all. 20 minutes of sitting, of breathing, of letting thoughts come and go without chasing them. Your whole life can wait 20 minutes. You do not have to empty your mind. That is not the point. You only have to stop filling it. You do not have to achieve peace. You only have to stop disturbing the peace that is already there, waiting beneath the noise. Stay with me here. This is important. Imagine a glass of muddy water. You want it to be clear. You cannot reach in and remove the mud. You cannot filter it with effort. You can only set the glass down and wait. When you stop stirring, the mud settles on its own. The water becomes clear on its own. It was always going to become clear. It only needed you to stop interfering. Does this make sense? Your mind is the same. Your peace is the same. It is not something you must create. It is something you must stop preventing. A student once asked a master, "How long must I meditate to find peace?" The master replied, 20 minutes a day, unless you are very busy, then you must meditate for an hour. Isn't it true? The more overwhelmed you are, the more you need stillness. The less time you think you have, the more essential it becomes. You are not broken. You have never been broken. You are a glass of water that has been stirred too long. Set yourself down. Let the mud settle. Let the clarity return. When you do this, when you give yourself 20 minutes of silence each day, the noise in your head grows quieter. The anxiety loosens its grip, not because you fought it, but because you stopped feeding it. The body begins to heal when the mind stops attacking it. This is not mysticism, this is physiology. This is what the monks have always known. This is the fourth rule. Still the mind daily. The doctor understood at last. The monks were not healthy because they did special things. They were healthy because they stopped doing harmful things. And then, in the stillness, their bodies remembered what they had always known how to do: heal. When the doctor returned home, his colleagues asked what he had learned from the 100-year monks. He could only say, "I learned what to stop doing, and in the stopping, I found everything I had been searching for." His notebook remained nearly empty, but he himself was full at last. These 4 rules are not separate teachings. They are one truth, seen from 4 angles. Guard your sleep as sacred. This is trusting the body's rhythm. Eat to live, not to fill. This is trusting the body's wisdom. Move without purpose. This is trusting the body's joy. Still the mind daily. This is trusting the body's capacity to heal. Do you feel it? How they connect? 4 rules, one truth. Your body knows what to do. It has always known. It has been waiting for your mind to stop interfering. You do not need another protocol. You need permission to do less. You do not need to optimize your body. You need to befriend it. Health is not something you achieve. It is something you allow. You have been working so hard. Perhaps now you can rest. You have been searching so long. Perhaps now you can stop. Your body has been waiting for you. It has never stopped waiting. May you sleep as the monks sleep, surrendered and safe. May you eat as the monks eat, present and grateful. May you move as the monks move, free and without purpose. May you sit as the monks sit, still and at home in yourself. And may you remember, always, you are not broken. You are simply ready to stop trying so hard. If these words have reached something in you tonight, if you have felt seen or understood or a little less alone in your struggle, I would be honored if you would share that in the comments below. Not for me, but for the others who are watching, who need to know they are not the only ones who have been searching. You are not the only one, and you have everything you need within you. Go gently,